time to switch. They kept doing that.
Not a switch.
Yeah, the snap sound is like and it's actually kind of neat because when the system is turned on and you put the little Joy-Con controllers on either side of it, it makes that sound. I thought that was a nice little touch.
That's neat. Nintendo's great at branding.
They are, and just little thematic things that they throw in there to make you happy. Like someone made the comment once about like even the Wii Shop music like is just very like peppy and cheery, and it's like it's like it's so stupid, but it's like, yeah, this puts me in a good mood. I want to drop all of my money on Nintendo games now.
The only thing that Sega had going for them in the initial Genesis versus SNES war was Sega was edgy.
And that's exactly the word I was going to use.
And then after Sega, you had PlayStation, you had Xbox, you had just other systems that
did it better
and stuff. But they all were edgy, and before you know it, everything was edgy except for Nintendo. And Nintendo was still just like that classy, like, very tight brandanding.
Yeah, and that's been what has kept their following over the years.
Yeah, is they're very organized, and that's actually what kept NES afloat too. Like, was the strict guidelines that they had, like,
which were really draconian, but at the same time, it's like they made sure that the industry didn't crash again by having those standards. Yeah. Did they make out? Sure, they did.
Did you see that they actually found the landfill?
For the ET,
yeah, landfill?
It's not an urban legend. It actually exists.
It's so funny. That's how bad it was.
But I don't know if you saw this. There was a YouTube video put out for basically like an early unboxing video. I want to say it came out within the last week. This was before like I want to say all the embargoes were up on everyone, that they weren't allowed to, if they were sent a Switch early, they weren't allowed to show any footage of it. Yeah. But this guy got his hand on a Nintendo Switch, unboxed it, showed you everything that came in the package, turned it on, showed you the UI, didn't have a game with it, and I actually bought this, but the description or the intro to the video basically said like, hey, this guy accidentally was shipped a Nintendo Switch early by the retailer that he pre-ordered with. So we get to have like, a bit of an early look. Turns out it was stolen.
Yeah.
Which I find I don't know, when this stuff when it happens, I definitely have mixed feelings about, it's kind of neat that we got an early look. I mean, it was only like a week early because now that the embargo has dropped, everyone's allowed to talk about it and show off a lot of the Switch. But what happened? This is what came out. This was apparently, and this was NeoGAF user Hip Hop the Robot said he was just lucky that it got
Hip Hop the Robot.
He said he was just lucky that the pre-ordered Switch arrived early, but Nintendo has said that it was part of an isolated incident of theft by employees of a U.S. distributor, which it didn't name. And one of those systems was illegally resold, so this guy probably also paid a pretty penny to get it.
Yeah.
So it basically showed that, one of the things that leaked was the operating system uses 6.1 gigs of that 32 gig amount of space. So about 26 gigs available to you.
Which is enough to deem them in the sales of people that are like, well, it's too much for me.
So here's the full statement by Nintendo. Earlier this week, individuals claimed to prematurely purchase a small number of Nintendo Switch systems from an unspecified retailer. Nintendo has determined these units were stolen in an isolated incident by employees of the U.S. distributor, with one system being illegally resold. The individuals involved have been identified, terminated from their place of employment, and are under investigation by local law enforcement authorities on criminal charges. And then just, Nintendo Switch will launch worldwide on March 3rd, and go and buy one.
But that guy didn't know, though, right? He knows.
Well, okay. There's no way he just was like, oh, I guess they just shipped it early. He probably paid extra from. I think he knew exactly what he was getting into.
Here's what we're gonna do. See, I want a Nintendo Switch. See,
I don't want to wait till March 3rd. See,
Yeah.
I want it now.
Meow.
Meow. Why is that accent always? That never gets old.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think about people doing this probably just to get YouTube hits? And
I think it would be dumb to do it for YouTube hits. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend like $700-800 to make $20 in YouTube revenue.
for real, we know how hard it is to make money off
Yeah,
YouTube.
you have to have millions of hits to get like a decent amount of revenue off of it. So I doubt he did it for YouTube. It was probably just some guy that's like, you know, like, I'm gonna be the first.
He's that guy in every comment section.
Yeah, on his deathbed, he's gonna be like, you know, just dying. He's like, I was the first Nintendo Switch, and his kids are just gonna be like, whatever, Grandpa. God.
Or they'll have like you know, like holographic, you know, touch screens and stuff surrounding them. What, Grandpa? I can't hear you over the hum of all of the internet around me.
Yeah. Should we back up Grandpa's soul?
That's going to be the ethical debate at the time.
It's like, I don't know if we can afford that package. Nah, Grandpa.
We need to know his memory of a by now obscure Nintendo launch 2 weeks. Yeah. Like you were relevant for like 1 week.
Yeah.
That's bad. But yeah, probably not done for YouTube or even internet fame. Just probably he got it and he's like, hey, you know, this would really freak people out. Because I think there was, I want to say back in like the fall, I can't think of his name, but he's kind of a bigger YouTuber that does tech videos, like reviews phones and that sort of thing. He said he put out like this prank video where he like had a Nintendo Switch, but it was just like a 3D printed, you know, not imposter. What am I thinking of? It's a fake, just a fake version of it. And then it came out like within a few days that like, here's the company he went to get it done. And like, he was going to like tell people, but it came out that he was pranking his followers.
Do you have a Nintendo cartridge that you don't mind ruining?
No, I don't have Nintendo cartridges.
Okay. We gotta find. Wouldn't it be great if we made a light switch cover and we release like, you know, like new leaked Nintendo Switch review? See it here first, and then it's just us giving a review. Like, now, if you look at the Switch, look, it's actually a lot smoother with the frame. It's weird. Flipping up and down, lights going on and off.
I'm sure.
Guarantee you, your YouTube hits will go through the roof. And so many comments. Disable comments on that one. Trust
Disable the comments.
Yeah, disable comments.
That's a better idea nowadays.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I'm not gonna. No political opinions or anything like that. But have you been seeing any of the press conferences that they've been doing? They've been doing live lately on YouTube and other medias, Facebook, everywhere else.
I've seen them show up and like suggested, and
their comments are not filtered. They're not disabled. They have real-time comments, and no one with a valid opinion comments on those things. And it's literally the most racist, hateful comments, or like the most like. You're either like so far left that like you can't understand that these are people that have opinions too, you know, like stop belittling them, or you're so far right, you know, or oh man, like it's just an all-out hate fest. Like comments now are just nothing but hate and ignorance. Like it's
and I mean, I know that there's some channels like PewDiePie. I don't know if he went back on this, but a while ago he just downright disabled comments for his channel altogether.
it's just for trolls now. People won't even leave legitimate comments because their comments will then be trolled. Like, it's
thankfully
bad.
Now, and we've received a few comments. Thankfully, they like I have now, with the exception of the Walking Dead React video, which that's been our highest number. I don't even bother reading the comments on that because it had the most traffic that you're gonna get those out there. But we only get probably. Most of our videos maybe go into the tens of views. Like, we don't get very many views per video. But every now and then when we do get a comment, number one, I love comments.
Yeah.
And they've all been like people just offering their opinions. Like, they're actually using the comments for what the comments are used. So thankfully our viewers are actually like people who care about the stuff we're talking about and not just there to like fill space.
Yeah. And for people that have seen me on Level 1 Store before, I've mentioned, plugged before that I'm in a local Nashville band, Little Mercy, and we've got a YouTube channel as well. We typically get like an average of about, like, we've had over 100 views, on like a handful of videos, but we average about like 50 to 70 views. Never any comments. We never get any comments, and that. Like, I really want feedback. Like, that's for people that are releasing, YouTube content. Like, I know that with you, and that with me, I don't want to be famous. I'm not trying to get like revenue. Like, I don't have advertisements, and I'm not trying anything. I want to connect to people, and it's. Like, it's disconcerting when either the comments that you see on the majority of stuff nowadays is just all troll traffic.
Yeah.
Or the fact that it's just mute. Like, there's no comments. So
it's rare to get like.
Let us know your opinion on that. Come on.
Yeah. Just use the comments for what they're meant for. I doubt that this guy is getting any helpful comments that put up the video of the stolen Switch.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't condone stealing stuff, and honestly, I just think it's one of those dumb things. Like a stolen thing, and then what do? Like, as soon as you get your stolen, your stolen game system, you put videos of it online, like. Look at my stolen thing that I got. Someone stole it.
I was just lucky.
Yeah. Now your guys that stole it for you, they're going to jail.
Yeah.
Like, they're
the people you bought it from are they're being investigated. But let's face it, they will probably
go to jail. I mean, it's theft. And like beyond
theft and
that,
reselling.
Yeah. Beyond just theft too.
Yeah.
You've got a licensed agreement that you are not going to distribute.
Counterfeit is the word I was trying to think of earlier.
Counterfeit.
Counterfeit.
Yeah.